In this episode, I'm going to tell you why effective leadership is so important. We're going to get into all things leadership, and we're starting right now. Hey everybody, my name is Gordon, and welcome to another episode. If this is your first time here, and you want to learn more about Clifton Strengths, leading a strengths-based life, and any and all other things related to leadership, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also the bell notification so you don't miss anything. So we're now continuing with part 2 of our series on effective leadership. And as a matter of fact, it's going to be 9 parts that are going to be in this series. So I hope you stay tuned and you look for our future episodes. But what this is going to be is really a deep dive into some work that was done by the Gallup organization and their research around effective leadership. And so what I want to do is share Gallup's perspective, but also layer in some of my own experiences, my own perspectives from my 20 plus years in educational leadership. And so the information for the Gallup report will be in the description below. And I can't wait to get into this with you even more and more. So let's get started. And real quick, as we get into the content, smash that like button if you're getting value out of this content. And also, in the comments below, share with me what's one attribute or characteristic that you look for in an effective leader. Share that with me in the comments below, and let's get started. So what is leadership? Well, leadership is defined, as Gallup defines it, as, in its simplest form, leadership means the act of getting individuals aligned and moving in the same direction towards a desired outcome. I completely agree with this definition, with one tweak, one additional enhancement to the definition, and it's this. I want to take the word getting, where it says getting individuals, I want to replace the word getting with inspiring or motivating. Because really at the core of leadership is this concept of inspiration, motivation, helping people see something different. Not only that you're pushing them to something, but rather you're drawing them towards you. You're pulling them towards you as a leader because there's this magnetic connection. There is this thirst and this desire for them to move in unison with you. That's what good leaders do. That's what good leaders motivate us and inspire us to do. But we have to also be clear that inspiring and motivating in leadership is not the end goal. That doesn't quite get us there, because it has to be driven with the second part of that, which is to get a desired result. Leaders are paid to get results. The more we understand that our main focus is to motivate people and align them for the express purpose of getting results, the more effective that we're going to be. Now, the way that we can work on getting these results is to understand that we have to cast vision. People have to understand what those results are and where they're headed. And when we cast and share the vision, and then we also give them tangible steps to move towards that realized vision, those goals, then they're going to be more inclined to move with you. So when we get deeper into this, this is where we go back to the conversation around Clifton Strengths. Because when we understand our natural talents and our natural strengths, this is back to the Clifton Strengths core assessment. When we know what our signature strengths are, when we started to delve deeply into that, we understand our reports, we understand what our goals are, we've developed plans around that. And now we're maximizing our strengths while understanding we have weaknesses, but they won't stop us. The weaknesses won't stop us when we understand that investing in our talents and investing in our strengths is where those results are going to come from. It's when we do those things that we become extremely effective, not only as leaders, but also the people on the teams that we lead. Okay, so now let's put this in perspective. Now, Gallup does this in their work as well, and so you'll see this if you take a look at the Gallup reports that are provided in the description and below. But the perspective I'm going to give is going to be my own personal story. So many years ago, in my first year as being a high school principal, I thought I knew what it meant to be a leader. And what I thought I was doing is I thought I was getting people aligned, and I thought I was getting people to move with me towards a desired goal or outcome. But what in fact I was doing was I was leaving people behind. I wasn't communicating well. I wasn't motivating. I wasn't inspiring. And in some cases, I actually think I may have been instilling fear in people. Now, I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot as a leader. I've gotten better at leading. I'm not perfect, but every day I'm getting better because I rely on my natural talents. I rely on my natural gifts. I rely on the things that I do well to best help other people that I lead. And I think it is that awareness, but also that vulnerability of allowing myself to understand that this is a growth and a growth journey as a leader. That was the key to unlocking my effective leadership, was understanding that there's always more to learn and grow from. And so drawing from the story that I just shared from several years ago, what I realize now in retrospect is that there were two key tenets that were missing or that were lacking in those early days of leadership. And that was role definition, what my role was in the organization, not from a named title position, but rather from an organizational heartbeat and capacity issue. Because in name, I was the principal. So I was the boss. But just because you have a title and just because you have a name that puts you at the top of an organization does not mean that you're a leader. Because leaders, again, inspire and motivate and align people. And that doesn't automatically happen just because you have a role or a title. And so understanding that my role was not just being whatever the name was on the nameplate of the door, but rather my job was to lead, was to inspire, was to coordinate and harness and create the environment for great things to happen. That's the job of an effective leader, is to create conditions for other people to thrive, for other people to excel, for other people to achieve. And so once I started to get my head wrapped around that, I understood that now clear expectations for myself and others was what was going to drive our work together. So what do I mean by clear expectations? Clear expectations don't have to be as ominous as you might think. It doesn't mean like overbearing, but clear expectations just means to be really, really, really direct and honest about what we need to do and where we need to go. Because to be clear is to be kind. When you are devastatingly clear with what you need and also what you expect, you'd be amazed how your teams will rise to the challenge. So when we get really clear on defining what our roles are, not titles, but what our roles are, and then we couple the role definition along with clear expectations about what it is that we need and expect from people. Because again, to be clear is to be kind. Those are the tenets of highly effective leaders. So now we've defined what is leadership per Gallup's research. But also we've taken some time to expand on that definition, as well as getting clearer on role definition, okay, roles, not titles. And we've also talked about clarifying expectations, what we need, but what we also expect. So where do we go from here? Well, the next steps are to go deeper on this effective leadership journey. So in our next episode, we're going to start to talk about the traits of effective leaders. What makes a good leader? So again, if you've gotten value out of this episode, smash the like button, give us a thumbs up, share it with somebody, subscribe to the channel. We want to provide as much value and as much content as we can to folks. We love to serve this community. And don't forget to check in the description below for more information on CliftonStrengths resources, coaching, and any and all other things related to leadership and leadership development. It's an honor and a privilege to serve this community. Can't wait to see you in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. And don't forget, be well, everyone.